Dustin with Overland Van Project, and this is our new 2022-2023 Sprinter van that's going to go to all of the expos. And then this is actually a Fireball.
I'm Nate Murphy, and I have literally just bought this van to show you how to build a van. We have made a really detailed course which will help you go from this to this. You will learn everything you need. We help you specify your electrical system, and you'll be able to access the community all building their own vans at the same time.
Built on the 144 4x4 chassis, and it is actually a factory color. It's the aqua green, so you're not going to see this on the road very often. We did have to custom order it, but we really love how it came out. So starting at the front here, you can see that we have a lot of lighting. So I always recommend to clients that they have some sort of lighting up front. It doesn't have to be this much, but we do like to have something up here so that you can spot deer and elk before it's too late. It's just a good insurance policy. It's also great for spotting campsites and any other wildlife that might be in the way. We've got them all controlled here from a Switch Pro. So using this app, you can actually change the lights and turn them off from your phone. So we've got rear lights, we even have a onboard air compressor, and we can control it all from here from up to about 40 feet away, which is really cool if you're out at your campsite and you hear something in the woods. You can push one of these buttons and turn it on. Up in front here, you can see we've got the Warn 12K winch, and this is with the synthetic rope, and it's all mounted to this CA-tuned front bumper, which is kind of low profile, still offers a lot of protection, and it still works with all of the sensors. We've got some Nitto Ridge Grappler tires. These are my new favorite tire. They've got a really aggressive tread, but they're still pretty quiet, and they last actually quite a while. For most of our aluminum accessories on the exterior, we've got the Tanerac side steps. We've got a sup pole here, and then these are actually sup hooks from Rome Built. So these are spring-loaded, which is really nice. It keeps your stand-up paddleboard or surfboard tighter to the side of the van. And then we have the wheel wrap ladder here. So it's got this little notch in case you wanted to scoop that back towards the wheel. And that's also by Tanerac, all the way up to the Tanner roof rack. And we have a ton of stuff up there that we're gonna go take a look at. So on this roof rack, we've got the full walkable platform. Over here, we even had them do a deck over top of the AC unit. So we have the nomadic cooling AC, and then this nice deck on top with solar panels that you can stand on. So this is great because it opens up your whole floor space. So if you wanted to still do some yoga up here or just hang out and watch the sunset, then you can still do that. And one of my favorite features, because I work on the road, is this Starlink internet dishy right here. And I also created this custom mount so that you could disable the motor, have it mounted flat, and still get good service. So that's what this is. That way you're not getting up on the roof and altering it every single time and then forgetting about it when you start to drive away and having your satellite dish just flop down the road behind you. All right, let's take a look at the inside. So on the outside here, we've got a drop-down table. It's a great place for chips or drinks when you're having your campsite out here. We also have this light to light up that space, and it also lights up a little bit of your patio. In the front, we usually order the van with the stock swivel seats. So we've got these installed here, and the Lagoon table is able to either service those two people if you just want to have people sitting there, or if you want to work from here, you can see two here. Or if you're playing cards with somebody right here, you can also play across from each other. Up top here, we actually wrap our headliner shelves in the same fabric as the walls and ceiling. So you can see we've got this wrapped in a marine vinyl. The headliner's also wrapped, and it makes it just a lot quieter when you put stuff up there. And it also gives it that nice contiguous look all the way to the front. Up here we have some upper cabinets that actually merge directly into the pantry. And then when the Murphy bed is up, this is completely flush all the way across. We've got a nice bench here. It's set up across from the sliding door so you can see out whatever beautiful view that you're set up by. And it's also great for sitting side by side and having dinner. And And then under the bench, this is where we keep our toilet. Now we have this set up for a cassette style toilet, but we can also do a wrap-on green style toilet if you want the dry flush style. So we have a nice mirror here that you can see almost your whole body, which is great. And then tons of storage. So I've got my towels up here. Pro tip, I use these nice microfiber towels that are actually pretty inexpensive and they're super, super thin, but they absorb a ton of water. So it's a great way to save some space in your van. There's also a charge station under here where you've got USB ports and 110 ports. So you can charge your phone, your laptop, your iPad, everything all in one place. And then a ton of drawer storage here for everything else. Utensils, junk drawer, cleaning supplies, whatever you want to put in there. All right, so this van actually is a single fuel van, so we don't have propane on board. So for cooking, we use induction. This cutting board can sit on here and you can use it to cut on. We cut on the other side so that we don't damage the top. So it's always pretty on the top. But we build our induction cooktops totally flush, so you can still put stuff on here even though it takes up a large amount of counter space. It's not unusable space. We did do the double burner induction in here, which is really nice because then you can have your pasta and you can have your sauce. And here's a little pro tip. I love using fabric bins in our cabinets because they don't rattle. And so when you put stuff in there, it's not going to be bouncing all around in your cabinet. This set of Stanley is the best, most compact cookware that you can get. Love it, highly recommend it. Not sponsored by them, just love it. My favorite part about this galley, it's not the giant sink, it's not the giant fridge, it's actually the bar top sprayer. I absolutely love this thing. And it's a great way to conserve water because it's very, very efficient. But we also have, the pull-out faucet, and then we have a soap dispenser because who wants to have a little bottle of soap rolling all around in your van? These are super easy to install, so if you've got a van already, definitely make sure that this is in there. And then if you're getting a van built, make sure that they put that in there for you. One of my favorite things to use for cleaning dishes is actually chainmail. It seems really weird, but it's antimicrobial and it doesn't smell and get stinky like a sponge does. And it also doesn't scratch. So you can use it on a cast iron pan, you can use it on a cup, on a glass, silverware, it doesn't matter. So it seems super weird, but definitely get one of these. They're only like 20 bucks on Amazon and they work great. So this is our Murphy bed. This comes with all of our Rainier layouts, and we also have it with some of the 170 wheelbase layouts like the Shasta. And what's nice about this is if you use a thin enough comforter, then you can actually keep your bedding on when you Murphy it up. Let's get the mattress back. These pillows actually tuck back into the flare. So once that's up, you can actually walk through to the back. You have a nice pass through. And then the kitchen counter runs all the way to the back of the van. So you have an 8-foot counter now. And as you can see, I'm actually standing in our slide out tray. This is plenty strong to hold your weight. And if you leave this side open like I've got, then you can still use it as a pass through. And then in our vans, we like to do the larger fridges. So this is the Isotherm 130 fridge. It only uses about 3 amps when it's running, and it only runs about half the time. So it's super low consumption. It is a more expensive model of fridge, but you get what you pay for. Pretty large compartment down here. A little wine rack that you can stow away if you don't need that space. A little crisper drawer, and then the freezer compartment. So there's actually a ton of space in here, and since it's drawer style, you don't have to, crouch down and try and figure out what's in there. And since we have it by the door, you can just pull your shopping cart up next to your van and load it up with all of your stuff. So we don't like to take up a lot of space with our shower. So this is actually how much space your shower takes up. And the shower pan is hidden underneath these Inhabit Designs floor mats. So this is your shower pan. This is where all the water channels into using that shower curtain, and it drains straight out. We usually use Dr. Bronner's soap so that you're not, causing any environmental harm. And then just let the curtain hang dry for about 15 minutes when you're done, and you're good to go. So in the back, we've got a lot going on. Starting here. Okay, sorry.
Same shot.
So in the back here, we've got a lot going on. This is your garage space, but we also utilize the doors to have some soft storage. I really love soft storage because it weighs almost nothing, but you're able to load in a lot of weight. So for instance, these bags are less than 2 pounds, but you're able to hold 40 pounds in it. Pro tip is to use the soft storage bags in these window openings as your dirty clothes. It's one thing that you almost always forget to make room for is where do I put my dirty clothes? You usually have storage for clean clothes up in the upper cabs, but what do I do once they're nasty? So this is a great place for them. Right now we've got a blanket in there, we've got our bicycling and dirt biking stuff in here, some tools, and also a hatchet, always good to have on the road. These are actually from Alpine Van Works, which is another company that we have. It's our sister company, and it comes with this axe. This is our water box. So in this box, we're actually able to fit 30 gallons of water. That is housed under here in a wheel wrap storage tank. That's by Northwest Conversions. We have our rear shower here. There's your faucet for that. And then this is a pretty nice addition. This is our no dirty water filtration system. So if you were somewhere that you had access to fresh water but not necessarily potable water, then you would drag the hose out to that potable water or to that fresh water and then push this button that turns on the pump, and it'll fill your tank with fresh filtered water. It's got a 10 micron and a 0.2 micron filter in it. So there's no Giardia, E. coli, or anything like that. And then at the top of the water box, we actually CNC cut in these handles so that when you're getting in and out from the back of the van, you have something to hold on to. And then on the inside, we actually use the AquaHot air and hot water heat in this van. And this right here is the glycol tank. There's a whole bunch of systems that go along with it, but basically it's a diesel fired unit that mounts underneath the van. It heats up glycol, which is like coolant, and it goes through these lines, and then it heats up the water through a heat exchanger, and it heats up your air through that vent right there. We've also installed this big custom slide out tray, so this will hold up to 200 pounds. It comes out almost all the way out of the van. On this side is our electrical cabinet. So we'll go ahead and take a peek in there. We actually have 1,000 amp hours of lithium power in this van, and it's charged by a second alternator by Nations that's underneath the hood. It was a tight fit to get it all in here, so we ended up using this large copper bus bar, and you can see we have everything really cleanly done on the wall. And then this is actually a fireball, so if in the off chance that there were a fire, if that gets licked by flames, then it explodes and extinguishes the fire. So on this van, we actually use the van speed capsules, and we painted them jet black so that it gives it kind of a passenger van look. It doesn't look quite as much like an RV. I really like how this makes it look. And then the van speed capsules come down all the way to the bottom of the window opening, so you don't have this strip of green or teal in this case showing. On the back, I have this set up for my 2 electric Segway dirt bikes. They're 90 pounds each, so they're a little bit over the load capacity of these one-up bike trays, but they're not over the load capacity of this Sherpa. So when we set this up, we have 2 straps that hold most of the weight. So if anyone's looking at doing that on their own van, don't just put it up on a one-up bike tray, make sure that you strap it back. On a lot of our vehicles, we'll end up doing the manual awnings. You'll see a lot of the off-the-shelf RVs using automatic awnings, but if you look at the forums, they're nothing but trouble. There are some good automatic awnings out there, but they still end up being pretty finicky. So the manual ones are just pretty fail-safe, and they never really need much work. So OVP actually started back in 2015 when I saw a photo of a lifted Econoline sportsmobile on the rim of the Grand Canyon, and within a few weeks I went out and I bought myself an Econoline. On the drive home from buying it, I broke down, and I ended up paying out way more money than I thought I was going to pay out, and built that van myself, and I started an Instagram for that van. I ended up actually having Overland Van Project was my hashtag. It wasn't the name of a business or anything like that. It was just the hashtag that I was using to track my progress and my photos. And so I ended up selling that van at the end of the year and building another one, and then I sold it and I built another one, and progressively got better. And at this time I was a construction manager for a big construction company and had all the project management experience from that. We've done over 400 vans, full and partial conversions, probably 200 full conversions, and that number just keeps going up, and we keep getting better and better with each one. As far as tips for van life, it doesn't really matter what van you're in or what vehicle you're in, even if you're just overlanding. You know, the comforts that you choose in that vehicle, whether you're having it built by us or another van builder, or you're getting an RV, definitely suit those to what you need, because a lot of things you'll find you don't need everything that you think you need. So I find that it's best to rent a van or use somebody else's van for at least a week and really feel it out. Try and go to as many places as you can, and don't sleep in campsites, and really feel out what you really want and need and the layout that you need. The other tip that I've got is one of my favorite apps, and that's iOverlander. I love using that for finding paid for campsites or free campsites. It's really well crowdsourced, and so people will put photos and say if there's Verizon or AT&T bars, whether it's still open. Super helpful if you're going across country or even just going on a weekend trip to figure out where you want to park. All right, well, thank you for taking a tour with us of our Rainier build. And if you are doing your own build, I hope that you got some good tips and tricks, maybe redesign your layout. And if you're building a van with us, then welcome to your Overland Van project.
You may have noticed that you can buy our ebook. Our ebook shows you how to build a van conversion. It has 190 pages of text, diagram, and images showing you various options of various systems. It also comes with 25 videos that show you hands-on how to do many parts of building a van. Also, coming out soon, we have a course. The course releases in December, and if you sign up now, you get early access and a discount. The course is really in depth. It shows you everything from how to use basic tools all the way through to doing your gas, your water, and your electric installation. Not only that, but within the course, we support you hands-on in making your electrical specification. And you get to join a community of like-minded van builders who are building their vans at exactly the same time. Follow the links to find out more, and thanks for watching.